Good morning from the RN Homesteading channel. What's going on, everybody? Of course, we're in my garage. We have the classic hot rod 74 Chevelle, an 84 Z28. Yes, it's a real Z28, guys. So this is my little garage where I keep my cool cars, but also where I have tools, shelving unit, and all that good stuff. So for today's project, we're gonna be going ahead and doing some bed prep, guys. It's almost planting season. It's cold right now, right? Totally cold. So like planting like a tomato plant, not happening today, guys. So what we gotta do is I got some new ground to break into. I got to do some cleaning up so that I can get to that new ground and get it prepped for me to be able to start tilling. Now, my wife would like to do non-tilling stuff, which is fine, but we are in a high clay, high compacted soil, so it's probably going to take a year or two of planting, of amending the soil before it's going to be at a point where I can finally do a no-till method. Reason why people like to do no-till is that you're not breaking up all the microbiology that's underneath the soil. And other thing is that there might be seeds that are below the surface that won't germinate. But then you go to till it up, and now those seeds that are a little bit below the rhizome in the ground is now at the surface and starts to grow weeds. So it's a dual-edged sword to be sitting there and tilling all the time. So if you can get away with not tilling, I recommend it. So for today, guys, my tool of the trade is going to be a shovel and a chainsaw. So let's crack into this. We'll go into the first area where I've got to do a like a shrub slash like kind of half tree removal so that I got an area to plant tomatoes. Let's dig in, y'all. So over here, this is going to be the whole area where I'm going to have tomatoes and radishes. We're going to do beefsteaks here, grape tomatoes over there, and radishes in the middle here. But I've got to get this tree out of the way. One, it rubs up against my shed, causing issues there. And then two, it doesn't produce any food, so I'm going to be getting rid of this. I got to clean up this little area over here, get all this stuff out from behind it, and go from there. So I'm going to put a little bit of music to this as you see me doing some of my chores today. So let's dig in. so here's a T-post puller. So if you guys do any kind of gardening at all, you're going to need to get some T-posts up in here. So you'll need a T-post driver, because you don't want to do it with a hammer or a sledgehammer. You will mangle the top of the T-posts. And then you need one of these for the end of the year, so that if you need to rearrange anything, you can pull those T-posts back out of the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this done. I've never used one of these. First year having one. So let's go see how this works. All right. So I'm figuring you want to get this base as close as you can. Get this out of the way. To the pipe here. It's got a thing here to be able to pull stumps and stuff, maybe. And then, of course, we've got the lever action here. And you want to get it hooked. There's like little tabs on here. You hook this thing underneath and then just push down. And it should, just like so, pull it right out of the ground like that. Bam! That was super easy. Again. Super awesome. Pull all the remnants of last year's garden out of the way. This is a nifty little tool here. Hey, the T on the post is gone. That had a T on the bottom of that to hold it in. Hey, that's why that thing started leaning over almost instantly on me. Right. That's how easy it is with this tool. Oh my God, I made it like, oh, check it out, guys. We have a worm in the garden. We have life in the garden. You go back in there, buddy. All right. That's what I like to see. Life in the old garden bed. Whew. All right, I'm gonna clean all of this area up here and move on to the next spot. All right, so now you can see that we're in the backyard, chickens behind me and all that good stuff. Right behind you guys is where I'm gonna be setting up my next garden. I'm gonna have what they call the Three Sisters, which is gonna be corn, beans, and a squash, all growing together. Nice little ecosystem of their own to keep weeds away and promote good healthy growth. This is how the Native Americans used to grow corn. So we're going to do the same thing. And then of course I'm also going to be breaking open for doing spinach up in here. So the first thing I've got to do, check this out, is I got to get rid of all of that wood. And then panning over, I've got to take down the T-posts here. I've got to move that raised garden on the other side of the wood. And then from the all the way over here where the wood is to all the way to where my compost is going to be new ground. So the first thing I got to do is make this disappear like movie magic. All right, check that out. Progress, just like that. No more wood there. Now I just gotta start cleaning up this. It is noon, so I think from here I'm gonna take a little bit of a lunch break now that I've cleared out this. Good time to reward myself a little bit of fuel. And I've put, that's my little compost garden, right, my compost area. And then I piled up all the wood right there. This is some more wood. This is not good wood, guys. This is poplar. Poplar is the softest hardwood out there. And when you burn it, it stinks. It's not something that you want to burn in your fire pit place. This is outdoor firewood. You burn it outside so you don't got to breathe it. It's got a lot of mold in this stuff. This is like really, really wet wood. Even when it was fresh, even till now, this stuff's been down for years and it will not season. So I've been slowly chiseling at it and burning it all off as much as I can. And all that in the pile there is also poplar too. And it's the reason why it just doesn't get burned that often, because that stuff stinks pretty bad. But at least I've got all this cleaned out. I cleaned out like a bunch of weeds that were at the top here of the fence and cleared all that out. Got into my neighbor's side here and cleared it out behind the fence there, since this transmission shop is okay with having a junkyard back there and they do not care about anything back here. So I have to go clear it out myself. Otherwise, this becomes a hot mess of an area. And I'm trying to make it look good. Bam, check that out. And I don't want vining weeds to get into my garden. That's the last thing I need, is vining garden, killing everything off. So with that being said, all right. So here is the last bit of the project that I got going on. I've got to take down the chicken wire that I got on here and getting the last remaining of the T-posts off. As soon as I get all of that done, actually I got to move that raised garden onto the other side of the wood, and I'll be done for the day. Yo, check that out. Let's crack on in. well, that was taking down that part of the garden. Now I've given myself a lot of square footage for bed preparation for corn, squash, beans, and spinach. That's what I'm going to be planting at as soon as I know I'm past all my frost dates, which we should be pretty close to that. I'm figuring within, you know, a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, we should be past our frost dates. Hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. And I got birds that are getting pretty dang close to me right now. I got a bird like right up over here that's kind of curious of what I'm doing here. Sitting there, probably hearing me talking to myself, which, you know, I'm actually talking to you guys, but yeah. But that was me moving all the garden stuff over yonder. So that's been all scooched over. Now I've got all this extra room. I've moved my firewood right behind me here. I've taken down a bush. Now I just gotta figure out how to yank that stump out of the ground. I'm thinking that I'm gonna need my T-post puller, maybe even grabbing my engine hoist, and maybe just jacking that thing clean out of the ground and brute forcing my way into this. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, is brute forcing it, and then whatever I pull up, like root wise, chop them as I lift it until it releases the whole the upper portion of it, and I'll leave the root system in there to rot, and that root system will also help release water. It'll help maintain a moisture level within the dirt. I have no idea how good that soil is in any way, shape, or form. There's a little cat graveyard right there, and I'm sure my little dudes will be absolutely ecstatic to help grow some food that we're going to consume. You know, they're going to be like, hell yeah, brother, right? So with that being said, I hope you guys like this, find it a little inspirational to get your bed preps going. And with that being said, guys, thank you all for being here. Definitely subscribe, smash that lizardy like button, all that good stuff. And of course, make your thumbs always be green. I'll see you in the next one.